Hey guys, welcome back. Dr. Anime here. And today we're going to be talking about the events that happened in episode 10 of The God of High School. So, in this episode, a lot happened. I literally got all this, all that, and all that written down of notes of different things so I don't forget what I want to talk about. So, these might be a bit out of order because I was trying to put things together, but certain events were happening at the same time. So say two people were fighting, it'll cut to another scene and then cut to another scene. So I try to add the scenes a little bit closer together, so it might not be in the exact order because things were flipping back and forth. But hey, we're gonna talk about everything or almost everything that I can remember. So it starts off with a flashback. Well, not really starts off, but we see a flashback of Ilpyo talking 4 years. He was in the I have it written down right here, National Martial Arts Tournament with two of his childhood friends. Now, one of them gets hurt fighting Jagal back then, and he already had her beat and she was on the floor, but we just see him lift up his leg and steps down. You just hear so he breaks her leg, the bone is broken, and she she would have to go through rehab just to be able to walk, and the doctor told her that she pretty much wouldn't be able to do martial arts again. So the scene after that switches to well, in that same flashback, we had Ilypo talk to one of the friends about a promise that he wants to keep, so that's why he wants to get strong. So that's gonna play again in the show later on, in the present more, but later on in the episode. So we see Ilypo track down Jagal, and he just beating him down. We just see him beating him down, telling him to apologize to Sing Yeon. Wait, Sung Yeon. I'll just say Yeon. 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 The last part of her name. Um, and the cops arrest Ilypo for that because they just pull him off, and from that point Ilypo's goal is to hold on, let me sorry, I'm kind of waiting to play a game with my friends too. We're gonna play Dead by Daylight. Yeah. um but Ilypo's goal is to, for his wish for winning the tournament, would be to repair Yeon's leg. So then we switch to another scene where Commissioner P, she's the one with the blue hair, who's kind of like the secretary of Mujin Park, or assistant, if you want to just say assistant instead of secretary. But she's using her strings, she had these strings to probe the minds of the fake Jeju fighters. The Nox fighters who killed them and took their place. So she's it her strings are in their minds, and it looks like she's just probing it. And then we switch to Mujin Park talking to Mori, Han, and Mira in his office about Nox, and informing them about what Nox's goal is, which is that they believe in a certain god, and they want to get rid of other people who believe in gods who aren't theirs. So what what they're trying to do is that they're going after people who use borrowed powers, because they're borrowing that power from a different type of god. So they're trying to rid the world of those people too. So that's why they're trying to attack the God of High School tournament, which is a place where a lot of people, especially the nationals, use borrowed power. So that's what he informs them, and he tells them that, well, especially Mori, that he's too weak to really go after and help his grandfather, Jin. So he's like, all you're gonna do is create trouble for us. Like, don't do it. You're just gonna make things worse. So we go to the match where it's gonna be Seoul, which is Mori Jin's team, versus South Jeolla, which is Ilpo's team. So those team are finally fighting, and it's gonna be a girl named Seonga Park versus Han. And before the fight, we see Ilpo tell her that the first strike is going to determine the outcome of this match. So as they go in, she goes in to like hit Han, but like, and he blocks it, but like she uses like her palm, and like as he blocks it, she hits right here, and it hits his ear, and it sends like an equilibrium, like it messed up his equilibrium. To where, and he doesn't notice it right away, is when he goes to attack, and he's like faster than her. So if that didn't happen, he would have been able to take her out like pretty fast. But like he goes for a punch, and like he misses because his balance was off, and that he falls down. And then she goes and starts to fight him, and he's able to like at least defend himself. So he has like flashbacks about Mujin Park talking about borrow power and stuff, and he uses a borrow power. So when she was about to like take him out with the move, and she uses the same style as Ilpo, take Kion, wait, take Kion, I guess how you say it, cranium fracture. So she lifts her leg like straight up in the air. She was gonna come down on his head, and he blocks it, and there's like blue energy right here. And Mira notices that, and she's like, "Wait, is that?" So yeah, borrow power, but it doesn't seem like it's complete yet, because it doesn't really show a form or anything. Like the other borrow power, it was a form, either a figure, like a god figure, or it'll be like a weapon, like Jin Pum Quang. Like he had big Thor. He had Thor's axe. So he had like the axe. I mean, I said axe. Thor's hammer. I'm thinking of Endgame for some reason, but he catches it, and he was able to like deflect her back. And in their final clash, he does a punch. Like I think it was the first dance. So Black Turtle, and she does a kick, and both of it, like it clashes. And the blue energy surrounds her foot and his arm, and she gets blasted back, and he wins that fight. So after that, we have. Let me go to the other page. After that, oh, the leader of Nox. His name is Mandeko. Wait, Mandekok, I guess. Mandekok Sang. His last name Sang, I guess. Or no, that would be his first name or last name. Cause I think I switched. Anyways, he attacks P, Commissioner P, and kills the Nox members that were caught because he didn't want no leftovers. And the way he did, like he had his hands on one of them, and they just like turned to dust after a while. So like he Thanos them, they turned to dust, and he left P alive. And then Mujin Park shows up, and them two have like small words, and saying the Nox leader he makes it kind of known to us, the watchers, that Mujin is also after the key, just like Nox is. So that's why this tournament is there, for them to find the key. So we don't know if they're working together or they're both after similar goals. Of course, the key, but like after, like if they're gonna use the key for the same thing, we don't know at this point. I mean, webtoon readers would know, but yeah. And then we have members of Nox show up in the city, and the commissioners are like waiting for them, so they knew they were coming. They go into like a circle, and saying along with them, like he's saying is a little bit further away from them. He goes like this, and they're in a circle, so like an energy shoots up, and it summons a giant sword, like the one that they use against Tae Jin. And it's coming down, and Mujin uses his gravity power to block it. So, hold on, I'm sending a friend request real quick. All right, to my friend for the game. He uses his power, the gravity power, to create like a barrier to block it. And as he's doing that, hit the commissioners. They're actually just standing there actually for that. I think they started to fight some of the members, but I don't think they really full on fight until like after that point. Where's it gonna go? Oh, and then it goes to Morgan versus Ilpyo. So in the first half of the match, it's all Ilpyo. Like he's literally destroying Mori when they're fighting, and he's pointing out three weaknesses that Mori has. One is close combat. He says it sucks. Second one was his prep. So before he uses a technique, like his prepping of the technique shows off like what he's gonna do, so it makes it more predictable. So he says that, and then the last one is that his moves cause too much strain on his body. So he was like, "Well, you're too weak. You're never gonna beat me like this." So Mori like takes that in and uses like that to like make himself stronger in the sense where he uses Mira's unarmed sword style, moonlight swordsman style, and actually like his hand is like a blade, like so he like actually left like slashes on Ilpyo. He goes um, close combat conquered, and then he goes and uses Han's black tortoise punch stance one against Ilpyo. He goes um, unpredictability, like prep being obvious, conquered. And then he uses his own unique move, which is Blue Dragon Tempest. And then he conquered the last one of him being, man, just the strain on his body. So, and as he does that, Lippo uses his own move, which was, where was it? I just wrote it down. Lippo's Blazing Cyclone Blade, which is it actually creates fire. So that's pretty awesome. So that clash and Lippo's is on the floor. So it looked like he's like in a mental plane where he just like laying there, and he remembers making a promise with Taijin, where he asks Ilpyo like, hey, when you guys are older, can you teach Mori something, you know, like help him improve. So that was his promise. And then we see a fox, and then like he said that he's not gonna lose. And then like fire just or a light like engulfs him and it blasts in the air. And we see Mujin and Mandeok's like sense his power, and they're like, you know, like typical like nani. And when he comes out of the light, Ilpyo has like white hair now because his normal hair is blue, and he's like the fox ears, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. Let's do this. But I kind of skip a little other part, which is as Mori and Ilpyo was fighting before this point, another member of the Six came. And this seems kind of different because I don't remember it happening this way exactly in the webtoons, but his name was. Dang, where is it? Okay, there it goes. It's like at the bottom. His name is Seo Hallyang. I think Hallyang is his first name. He uses multiple weapons, national treasures, against the sword, and the last one finally breaks it. And what's crazy is that the Nox members like summon this door. Made it, like who Commissioner Q, like he questions if that was a god. They're like in all black with red eyes, and it grabbed the sword and it was trying to like push it down past Mujin's barrier. So that's when the other member six came and helped out, and he had like members in the back playing these songs. So it was a song that was playing over while he was doing that, and it showed like the cross cut of Mori fighting with Ilpyo, and of course they didn't know what was going on the outside, not at this point at least. So as that happening, in my head I'm like, I'm pretty sure in the webtoons, like this member of the six was like the leader of the like the homeless society, or I think it was called like homeless council or something. Like these were like all fighters, but they were like homeless and they were okay being homeless and all that stuff. Like they just that was the lifestyle that they lived, and they were like happy and stuff like that. But like, and they were like all really trained fighters. I'm pretty sure that's what it was in the webtoons. But these guys, they looked like they were homeless. Like the member six guy, he did kind of, but then the other guys were like in like traditional clothing. Playing music. So that was weird and new. But yeah, so we got introduced to another member of the six. We see four of them so far. So we got Mujin, we got the old man Na Bong Chim, we got Seo, the one who showed her hair, and we had that grandfather guy, the magician. So we got four of them right now. So we have to see the last two. I already know who the last two are, but I know we're gonna see the other one somewhat soon, I think. But I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see the sixth one until like a little bit later on. But it depends because the pacing is a bit different, so they might show her. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Leave comments of what you expect is gonna, what you think is gonna happen, what you expect to happen, and we'll see what they're gonna do next. Because so far, like big things are happening. It feels different. Like this feels different from actually reading it, because like, you know, they changed it. So I'm excited to see what happens next. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll check you guys next time. Like, subscribe, and comment below. Thanks.